Will Marvel Rivals be the Overwatch killer, or is it just a less fun and interesting version of Overwatch? Marvel has recently dropped a trailer for their new game Marvel Rivals, and if their goal was to get me hyped, it definitely worked. From the trailer, everything looks pretty awesome, but with the state of superhero games being what it was the past few years, I can't help but be a little skeptical. So I did as much research as I could on the game itself and its developer, NetEase, and you might find my discoveries very interesting. So if that piques your interest, stay until the end to learn if this game will be a flop or be the first multiplayer superhero game to actually succeed. Okay, so to understand what Marvel Rivals is, we have to look at the trailer. And from the trailer, it's so very obvious that it's inspired by Overwatch, but with a few differences. Things like the characters being third person instead of first person and being based on Marvel characters. But that's about where the differences end. Most people say that it's not enough to be different and just call it a superhero Overwatch knockoff. Let's see, it's 6v6, has attacker, tank, and support, just like Overwatch. But if you were to ask me, a casual Overwatch player who's only played the last couple of years, my answer to whether or not this game is just a knockoff would be a strong, I don't know. Because although Overwatch did it first and did it best, maybe Marvel Rivals is taking a steal like an artist approach to not just copy but model after a success and make it even better. Kind of how in martial arts or sparring, you might see another fighter have success with something and you try it yourself only to find out it works better for you. Or is it something else entirely? Maybe the fact that this game is very similar to Overwatch isn't just the old story of getting inspiration from your peers. This is the part of my research that had me questioning things. And to fully explain my findings in a way that makes sense, I have to explain who exactly is the game developer, NetEase. So NetEase isn't just a game developer, it's more like an amalgamation of things. It's a tech company, gaming company, internet business, and more importantly, it's a licensing company. Now NetEase is based in China where everything, even games, is under heavy censorship. So much so that there is not one game in China that isn't censored or just straight up a knockoff made by China or NetEase. But what does this have to do with Overwatch, you may ask? Well, you see, NetEase and Blizzard that did Overwatch were at some point business partners. Blizzard and NetEase worked together to get games like Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and Diablo into Chinese customers' hands, legally and without restriction. A while back, their business relationship fell apart due to Blizzard failing to renew their licensing agreement. This led to NetEase dismantling all of their Blizzard offices, destroying Ogre statues, and even suing Blizzard for $45 million. It was all types of drama, and I have not heard any news of them somehow rebuilding their relationship back. But the reason I'm presenting this information to you is to get the point across that East, the game dev of Marvel Rivals, worked very closer with Blizzard, the game dev of Overwatch. It's up to you to decide whether or not that's a red flag for you. Do you think it's revenge or do you think it's just inspiration? Let me know what you think in the comments. It seems like they were already beefing a little in the first place. And as far as my opinion goes, I'm not going to take it into consideration for real, because whether it's their experience with making games similar or them just copying Overwatch to take their revenge and take over the genre, what really matters to me is if the game will be fun. I don't care how much they copy Overwatch. To me, as long as the game is just as good, if not better, we're all good over here. And I am a firm believer in playing a game before I make an opinion on its gameplay. So I'm going to wait for the game to come out, and until then, I can only say it looks good based on the trailer. And as far as the story, what I'm hearing is that Dr. Doom did something going on with time and space, causing what's happening in the game. The combination or the convergence of the universes, causing them all to get in some type of Royal Rumble. And I believe Marvel is pretty good at storytelling compared to DC outside of the comics, but I'm really hoping that there will be some type of campaign and cutscenes, unlike Overwatch. I heard Overwatch 2 had a campaign planned, but I think it kind of got stuck in limbo. I believe that if Marvel Rivals can put the story and the gameplay together, they have a pretty good chance of giving Overwatch a run for their money. And on top of that, the fact that Marvel already has a huge broad audience could effectively bring even more players to this type of genre of gaming. If they can't do it based off of that, they could do it solely off the fact that they have so many recognizable characters. Some people know who Spider-Man is and they don't know whether he's from Marvel or DC. But we have everyone. We have Spider-Man, Iron Man, Black Panther, and the Hulk. And that's just a few of the most iconic characters. We have pretty much all of the famous characters here, and the designs already look cold as fuck. I can't wait until they start coming out with new skins and things like that. And as far as the characters I didn't see in the trailer, I know that I want some of the newer characters that weren't shown to be some of the X-Men like Cyclops, Wolverine, and Jean Grey. And I almost forgot, we're getting a character called Galacta. She's supposed to be Galactus's daughter who wants to protect Earth instead of eating it like her dad. A lot of people thought that she was just a thirst trap Galactus, but nope, she's a real character. And I'm not sure if she would be playable or not. Is she big as hell like her dad? Or is her size changeable like Mount Lady from My Hero? Like, this could be a game with a huge roster, but I'm not a game dev. I don't know how long that could realistically take to add new characters with new abilities in the game. The game will be free to play, so I'm hoping that we can get maybe 3 or 4 new characters every Battle Pass season, if they even have a Battle Pass season. But to be honest, I haven't heard if there will be a Battle Pass or not, because let's keep it 100. If it's free to play, there needs to be a Battle Pass, otherwise the game won't make any money. So far, this is all the information we have for the game, but if you want to know more about this game as it comes out, subscribe and let me know what you think about this in the comments.